It's cheaper to get a truckload of food from California than it is to get a pallet from upstate New York to New York City. It doesn't make any sense, but that's just the way that our system has developed. The Common Market is a nonprofit distributor of local farm food. We make the connection between local farms in our region to the institutions and get the food into the communities that need the food the most. I was born in Guatemala, and my father actually had a farm in Guatemala, a pretty big cattle farm. I just have really fond memories of being able to get coconuts from the trees and chopping open with a machete and getting to drink. Right after college, I actually went to work in Central Florida with migrant workers who were living in the U.S. but who are just invisible in our society. And I learned a lot about the food system. When Hailey and I discovered this amazing neighborhood in Philadelphia, we were able to buy a house. And as we were spending more and more time there, we also became aware of how much need there was and how much also opportunity there was for us to make a difference. We started with the goal of bringing resources into this community that had been really neglected for a long time. One of the most popular activities that we did with the kids was healthy cooking classes. After doing it for a few months, we realized if the kids want to actually teach their parents or take what they're learning home and prepare food for their families, there's no place in our neighborhood where they can buy this food. And so that's what kind of prompted our exploration into how do we get healthy food into the community itself. Farmers, they're low income too, and they need to get a fair price for what they're growing. And it's not going to work if we have low income farmers trying to serve low income consumers. In order to make the food accessible and affordable, it needs to be at a volume that can actually have efficiencies and start to bring some of the prices down. Nonprofit structure would allow us to access the grants for capital, and then we're also able to tap into kind of low interest loans for the capital that we needed to get started. Just to start up, you need to have a refrigerated warehouse space, you need to have refrigerated trucks. You need very expensive assets in order to do this. Our farms are usually within the 75-mile range. It gives you an idea of how close the agriculture is to the city, which makes it even more mind-blowing that it's so hard for good food to get here. We love working with institutions because the hospital or a public school is making a larger order.
We made a salad out of that.
I love blooming.
And tomatoes.
This is amazing. And then also they're typically working with some of the more marginalized people in our society. We started a national expansion about a year ago, replicating our model to different regions in the country. One of the big challenges right now is trying to go from being a pretty small, lean startup based in Philadelphia in one location, and by going national, how do we also replicate the culture, the strong culture that we have here. Our motivation for starting the Common Market was never about generating a profit. We just want to make sure that our food is accessible to everyone.